Hi there and welcome to Subpar Stitches. My name is Hillary and this is my Flosstube channel. If I seem especially frazzled right now, it's because I am. I've had a transition back to office at work and this was my first full week at work. I still have one more day. I'm filming on Thursday. And previously I would film all my videos on my lunch hour, but can't do that anymore because they forced us back in the office for some reason. And it took me an hour to get home today, despite the fact that I live 15 minutes from my office. So I'm mad and frazzled and just a little bit flustered and all over the place. So let's get into it. It's been 3 weeks since my last Flosstube. I should just film these every 3 weeks instead of every 2 weeks right now because I just can't seem to get into the groove of the 2-week thing right now. I don't know what it is. But yeah, life's been just a little hectic this last month, and I'm sure I'll go into why as I show off all my whips and stuff. But for now, filming at like 6 p.m., which means I have no natural light. Not that I was great with lighting in the first place. So I have this ring light that's creating this like spooky kind of shadowed backdrop, surrounded by just a bunch of crap that shouldn't be here because I need to clean my office. Again, when do I not? So yeah, let's just get into it, I guess. So I typically like to start with the finishes, and my first finish was actually a SAF, a start and finish, and this is one of my weekly starts. If you're new here, every single week I'm starting I have one scheduled project to start, so I'm doing 52 new starts in the year 2025. Definitely there's going to be more than that coming up in October because I like to do spooky smalls in October, and I've started more than one a week some weeks, so it's actually going to be more than that. I'm just doing it because apparently I hate myself. I don't know. But I did start and finish this Owl Forest embroidery pattern. This is what it looks like. This is called Autumn Cats. I stitched it 1/2 on, I think it's 46 count. Glass Elevator by Forbidden Fiber Co. And I used the Owl Forest thread pack. These are, I believe, the Russian threads, not the overdyed DMC. Not gonna lie to you, I got maybe a third of the way through that giant cat in the middle and I was like, I don't think I really like this anymore. And the fact that I finished this in a weekend is crazy to me, especially because it's like 46 count and it was like almost 5,000 stitches, I think. And I had like gone to a baseball game that weekend, like I had plans and stuff, so I don't know how I finished this, but I think I really like this little guy underneath with his little like whiskers and stuff. But as I was stitching it, my husband really, really liked it, so I was like, you can have it when I'm done, because I don't know if I want to look at this again. My hands were cramped so bad after this, because 46 count, I haven't really done a lot on 46 count. I'm pretty sure Chandria gave me this fabric at StitchCon 2 years ago. And Chandria from Chandria Carol, is it Chandria Carol Creates? I always forget my friends' actual Flosstube names because I call them by their real names. But yeah, there's plenty more to do, more patterns on 46 count. Can't wait. No, I like the higher counts, but it's just a lot more tedious because it's very easy to mess up. I like the big design in the center of the cat and everything, but I don't know. I don't like his face that much, the big cat, and I felt like he was mocking me the entire time, so, but I did finish it in those like 3 or 4 days, so it's like, whew, okay, don't have to worry about that anymore. Why not throw it on the floor? It's already a mess. And that was everything I had finished. So then let's go into my new starts. And I have 2 because the other 2 weekends because Monday through Thursday, I have like plans for like, I do Pokemon and I work on my WhipGo projects. And then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I fully dedicate to the new start so that next year I can kind of just domino them all out. It makes sense in my head. So my first new start was called Harlequin Biscornu by Rowan and Rose. And this, I bought like a set of patterns. You guys probably saw I started the Pierrot Biscornu. I said that so country. Like French people are turning in their graves right now, the way I pronounce that. But I started the Piero, nope, still not right. That other clown Biscornu, let's just throw a lot of twang on it, by the same designer. And this one I'm doing on 18 count black Aida by Kato, which don't love Kato Aida. It just shreds my thread so bad. And we were going to New Jersey the weekend of Labor Day? Yeah, Labor Day. And we were going to see Rob's grandparents, and it was like, not like it was like a fun trip because it's like me and my husband, but it wasn't a fun trip in that we drove there. We left on Friday. It's like a 10-hour drive, a little bit more with stops. And then on Saturday, we spent the whole day like visiting with his family. His grandparents live there, and they're both in different facilities right now. And so we were like going back and forth between the two facilities. It was a very long day. My husband is from Korea, so his whole family speaking pretty much the whole time in Korean. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. So I brought cross stitch, but then like they kept trying to loop me into the conversation. So I couldn't really focus on the cross stitch because it's like they'd say a bunch of stuff in Korean and then they'd turn to me and start speaking English. And I'm like, wait, what's going on? Like, it's a lot for my brain to adjust to. And then on Sunday, we turned around and we drove back to Michigan. So another 10-ish hours on the road. And in all that, I didn't get a ton done. But here is where I got to. Why did I choose a black Aida project to bring into the car? That was dumb of me. That was the dumbest thing that I could have done. But I did finish this whole corner, and it's going to repeat 4 times. And then he just needs his eyes and like the back stitching. And I should not have pre-cut my Aida because these are very small. And so only my smallest nerd would do. So like here's the other piece. But even then it was like hard to get this in there. But I don't know. We'll get it's only like 4 colors, 4 or 5 colors. And so it's really cool. It's really bold. It's really striking. But it wasn't good for car stitching, and it wasn't good for being around my husband family stitching. Because it's like, they don't care that I don't speak Korean. I mean, I know a little bit, but not enough to like maintain a conversation. So then it's like they're translating stuff for me that like I probably didn't need to know. Because some people were saying some things about Hillary in the foreign tongue. And I was like, you don't need to translate all that for me. You don't got to tell me what they're saying about me. I don't need to know that. So yeah, it was a crazy weekend. Had a headache for like 4 days. And then my other new start is called the 7th Star. Yeah, the 7th Star. This was a Janlynn kit that I saw over on Kitschy Whips, like when I first started watching Flosstube. And this is what it will look like when it's done. I'm using all the kit. I went, as soon as I saw this on Kitschy Whips, I was like, I need that. And obviously it's like out of print, discontinued. So I went on eBay and I think I paid like 40 or 50 bucks for it, but it's like vintage, you know, it's cool. So, this is as far as I got. The Aida is exactly what you would expect from one of these kits. It's very, very hard. Oh my gosh, please focus. You're just gonna have to look at him from back here. This is what he looks like. I just need to do the back stitching on his head, and I mean, obviously I gotta do the rest of his body. But, this project, I don't know. I don't know if I need to get glasses or get, like, I don't know if I've got, like, something going on in my brain, but I've just been getting these horrible headaches. And as I was working on this, I got a headache so bad that I had to lay down and take a nap for 3 hours. And the reason is, like, so there's a ton of, yeah, it's, like, impossible to see, but there's, like, a ton of, like, half stitches in this, and it's, you know, on Aida, so it's, like, you have to pierce the Aida. Oh, I guess if I just turn the light down a little bit, it doesn't look so crazy. You have to pierce the Aida a ton. It's a paper pattern, and trying to navigate where I was and, you know, all that was difficult because the pattern folds out into this massive thing. So I couldn't make an easy working copy at home. So I think I need to take it to work and use like the big scanner there. But I was like, oh, I'll just work on it off of the pattern, and it was like the going back and forth thing and like all the half stitches, and then the beard is like a white and 3 different grays. So I was like trying to keep track. I know I messed up some places in the beard, but I made sure like the outer edge was right, and that's really all that matters, because the inside's more like shading, and it's just like, it's kind of, you know, whatever. It looks fine. But the floss, you know, they give you this kind of rinky-dink, thick, like, horrible piece of paper to put all your flosses on, and this has quite a lot of floss. So I ended up grabbing some leftover, like, floss cards that I had. I don't even care. This is going to be a mess, but I have to put on, like, 3 separate floss cards, but it has this crazy thick gold thread in there. It's got some beads in here somewhere. I hear them jostling around, and it's just a fun, like, very vintagey looking, like, classic style wizard pattern. So I probably am not going to get back to this one this year, but I do feel like I got a pretty good start on him. So those were my starts. Let's get into my whips. So the first whip is the one that you guys see every single time. It's my Pokemon by Lord Libidin, and this is stitched on 18 count white Ada. I think it's also by Kato. I think I got a little over 1,000 stitches since the last time you guys saw it. So here's where we're at. I predominantly focused over here, just trying to fill in the rest of the characters, get some of the black in, and then that's about it. I have not, like, I've been stitching on my designated days, but I haven't been getting as many stitches as I would like on this, but that's okay because I got so many earlier in the year that I'm actually ahead, so it's okay. But I am excited to continue to see progress on that. And then I did add like 100 more stitches to I Will Face God, which is by Son of a Stitch. And this is one I'm stitching on Cream and Sugar Linen by Fiber on a Whim in 32 count. And you're probably not going to see too much of a difference from last time, but I'm just chugging away on that border, trying to get it done so I can do all the center stuff, because I feel like that'll go really fast. And this is on my WhipGo board one more time this year for 2,000 stitches, which is just shy of a finish. So either I'm going to just finish it all when it gets called on WhipGo, or I'll work on it a little bit beforehand. Probably finish it all when it gets called on WhipGo. Let's be real. And then the next part of the X-Files sale by Stitch Sprout dropped, and this was the Mulder themed block, and I was excited about it. I love this pattern so far, and I'm stitching mine on Paranormal 32 count even weave by Bestitch Me. I thought the name was perfect, and everything else just kind of fell into place. But here is where I'm at. It says, "Do you think I'm spooky?" And it's got the little nightcap hat and then like the actual filing cabinet with the X-Files. The next drop is this coming Monday, so you better believe that will be my focus for Monday. I finished this in like the day it dropped, so I just plan to be the first one to finish it, I think is what I'm really trying to do. I need to show my dedication to the X-Files. And I'm just stitching all of that in the called for DMC. The next project I worked on is a WhipGo call for September, and it is Colors of Fall, which I felt like was a good time for this to be called. And my WhipGo call was to put 5 more blocks into this. These are patterns by Stitch Rovia. They have spring, summer, autumn, and winter. I changed mine to say fall because that's what I did. And I'm changing any of the blocks that don't make sense for me because this is a British-based pattern, and I'm obviously not British, so I just figured there's a couple that I would change. So this is as far as I've gotten to today, and I'm stitching this on 40 count Fall Foliage by Bestitch Me. So this week I added in this kind of like mauvey looking square, and that's going to be berries. And then I'm almost done with this one, which is called Fruit Crumble. And this one right here, it says chestnut, but on the original one it says Conkers, which I think is like the British English or something for chestnut. I don't know. This one I changed quite a few on, but they're more towards the bottom. So my favorite block though on this is definitely the little like backstitched cobwebs with like the spider coming down. I think he's really cool. So I've almost finished this one, but I'll finish that tomorrow on my lunch, and then I'll have had 2 done, and then that just means I need to finish 3 more for my Whip Go call. You can see this one is, like, I started it but didn't finish it. I am probably going to fill that in, but I won't count that as one of the 5 squares because that feels like cheating. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I'll probably come back and fill this in. And then if I still feel the urge, I might do that like last block in the line. But these ones aren't fun to stitch for me right now because they're not like a good work stitch, I think is really what the problem is. It's 40 count, and Bestitch Me dies I feel like are much tighter than other brands that dye. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a psychological thing. Maybe I'm just making it all in my head, but they feel tighter, so they're not as easy to work with, although Bestitch Me is my favorite fabric dyer, don't get me wrong. I love her colors, and I love all of the stuff she puts out. It's just not easy to work on at work on such a high count with this. And I gotta remember to stick this back in my work bag because gotta go work tomorrow. Rude. And then the last project, I'm just going to insert a picture when I'm editing because I don't want to pull it out of the frame quite yet because I need to finish the part I'm working on, and it's hard to wrangle it in and out of the frame, and I don't want to take it out until I'm done with the section I'm focused on, which I'll finish tonight so I can pop it out and take a picture. But it is Nostalgic Tarot, and this got called for Whip Go. I think it was like 3,000 stitches. No, maybe it was 4,000. It was 4,000 stitches, I think, for September. And that's like just a little bit less than how much I need to finish the frame of Nostalgic Tarot, like all the rainbow card frames. So I'm like, I'm just going to finish the frame in September. And then next time I pull it out, I only have to work on the cards, which is the fun part. The frame sucks. It just sucks. Like, it looks great. It looks fantastic. But the frame is just so tedious because the borders of each card are, I think, over 300 stitches each. And like the top and bottom are one solid color, but then on the sides, it's like 5 stitches, and then you break your thread and go to the next color, and then 5 more stitches, and then 5 more stitches, and it's like all the way down. So it's just kind of a hassle. And because it's a bigger project and I chose to do it on 14 count, it's just not easy to manage. I did finish the whole outer white part of the frame, so I was able to cut off all the excess fabric at least, so it made it less heavy, but I've got about 8 or 10 of those little card borders left to do. So that's what I'm going to be working on tonight, and every Wednesday and Thursday for the rest of this month until it's done. And I will be so happy because like the entire border, I think it's almost 15,000 stitches, which I don't think is that crazy when we're talking about bigger projects, but with that tediousness of it, you know, the 5 stitches and then you gotta break your thread and then 5 more stitches. It's just like, buddy, I'm over it. But I'm so close. So that's what I'm going to do. And then the next time I pull it out, I'm just going to do the cards in sequence. Like I already did the Fool because I needed a break from the border. So I did card 0. So then next time I go to work on this, I will start card 1 once the border's done. Okay, I think I kind of sped through everything because I just was so... When I get like flustered, I get a little bit nervous and then I feel like I have to talk really, really fast and just like get it all out. So that was all my whips, all of my starts and everything. So let me get into haul. I have a little piece of haul that I got for myself, and then I have an amazing gift that I got from my friends that I was really surprised by. And this is I got this like a week ago. I haven't even opened it. Even though I'm super excited about it. But I pre-ordered from Top Knot Stitcher. Who's this by? Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers. I hate that name. So sorry. I hate the word yummy. It's so gross. This is a fat quarter of 32 count linen in the colorway Crimson Omen, but it's dusted with gold. And as soon as I saw this on Instagram, I was like, I have to have that. I think I kind of lost my mind. Well, it's not as great as I thought it was going to be. Uh-oh. Live on camera, there's a giant chunk of paint on it. It's fine. Uh-oh. That's annoying. Okay. It's a beautiful red. You can see from kind of far away, like you can see the gold flecks. And I really do like it. It's just this one spot. Let me find it again. It looks like it was like really concentrated, so you can't really tell on camera, but that's just like a huge glob of like raised paint you can kind of see there. But no, I do like it. It's just that section right here is like a huge glob of paint. But every other section on here looks okay. Kind of disappointing that it is like that because, you know, this stuff is not cheap. I paid a lot for this fabric. Whatever, I'm still going to use it. Also, it's only dusted on the one side, so if I'm like really like, oh my god, I hate this gold, I'm a sucker for red fabric, so I can always just use the other side, because look at that, that's so stunning. Look at me peeking around, like, hi. No, this is stunning. This is cool. Just feeling some type of way about that one section, but it's fine. We will prevail. And then yesterday I got home and there was like a huge box at my front door and I was like, what is this? Because Erinn from the Hathaway Stitchers was like, oh, I have this pattern to send you that she told me she was going to give me at StitchCon. And it was like a bevy of festive beetles by the Artsy Housewife. I was going to buy it while I was at StitchCon because I saw it and I'd never seen it before somehow. And I was like, oh my gosh, I want this. And then Erinn like grabbed me and was like, no, stop. I have that. You can just have mine. I'll send it to you. And I was like, oh, cool. And then I just literally put it out of my head and didn't think about it ever again. And then Amity also had a pattern she was going to send me. So I get home and there's this giant box and I was like, hey, guys, this looks a little bit big for 2 patterns. And Amity's like, well, they're big patterns. And I'm like, is she just messing with me? And so I look at the weight on the box. It says 3 pounds. I'm like, all right, they sent me something. And I opened it and I about lost my mind. Because all of my friends, as a wedding gift, I got married in March, by the way. But as a wedding gift, they did a round robin of this pattern. And so I guess I didn't realize this because apparently I'm clueless. But when I went up to the table at StitchCon and was like, oh, I want to buy that pattern, Tara from Willow Woman Crafts ran over to everybody and was like, guys, she's looking at the pattern. We have to stop her. So they came up with like this series of lies to like make sure that I did not buy the pattern. I didn't even notice. As soon as Erinn was like, I'll give that to you for free, my little like frugal mind was like, all right, say no more. Free? Say no more. And then they just went and they stitched it for me. They were already in the process of stitching this for me. So it was Amity from Hathaway Stitchers and Erinn from Hathaway Stitchers. I should have just said Erinn and Amity. Those two, and Tara from Willow Woman Crafts, Michaela from Cinematic Stitches, and Chandria from Chandria Carol Creates. They, all 5 of them, stitched this for me. And then I believe Amity was the one who framed it. It's stunning. I love the fabric choice. The colors are beautiful. I'm going to put this with my dead bug collection. Which is in ruins right now because this morning I I fell into the cabinet that holds all of my knickknacks and, buddy, everything fell. I had a glass jar that has a rattlesnake tail in it and the glass jar shattered and the rattlesnake tail just went across the room, and I was like, uh-oh. Luckily, only 4 things broke. It was 2 of my little glass frogs. Well, they're Rob, so I feel really bad. And then the rattlesnake tail glass, but the rattlesnake tail survived. So thank God for that, because my great grandpa cut that off of a rattlesnake, and I just have it. And then the other thing that broke was this hand-blown glass pumpkin slug. I don't know how to explain it. We get them from the Ren Fair every year, and the tail of it broke off, but I think I can fix everything. I pride myself on how calm I was after that happened, because I was walking on the treadmill and I just slipped because I'm stupid. I can't walk. And I just slammed full force into the glass cabinet with all of my glass. Who thought that was a good idea? I bought it, so it was me, but have not told Rob yet. I'm going to wait for him to come home and then just show him that it's not that bad, because I feel like if I texted him this morning and I was like, hey, by the way, at 6:30 in the morning, I broke a bunch of our stuff and it's like sentimental stuff, I didn't want to ruin his day. So when he gets home, I'm going to have to be like, I'll glue it back. I'm so sorry. So if anybody has any glass mending tips, let me know. But anyways, back to this guy. So I just could not believe that my friends did this for me. There's no words that I can say that convey like the gratitude that I feel, and just how excited and like loved that I felt. And I'm just very lucky to have met this amazing group of people, and that we are continuing to schedule retreats together and just have like a chat together, and all talk individually as well. I just think, like, a lot of people say it's so hard to make friends as an adult, but man, when I was a kid, I've said this on my other channel, I don't know if I've said this here, but like, as a kid, I really struggled to make and keep friends. I just was and am a very odd person, and I'm okay with that. I like who I am. I love me. I think I'm really cool and fun to be around, if not a little bit obnoxious. But I also understand I have a bit of an abrasive personality, and I'm a little bit obnoxious. Yeah, so I'm just lucky to have found people who accept me as I am, and as an adult, it's never been easier to make friends because they have all these really cool targeted events for all your niche hobbies. So I'm just so lucky. And this is beautiful. I cannot wait to find a place for it. But there was a couple other little things in the package that I have to show you guys. So Amity, the pattern Amity actually was going to send me, and I'm assuming a cat got to this or something. It looks like an animal attempted to consume this pattern. But this is Forevermore by Long Dog, and I was like, it says until death do us part. I figure I could do this as like a wedding sampler for Rob and I. I like the 2 little cats. Oh, there's a seahorses on there too. I feel like I've never like looked at this very closely. And then are those dragons or birds? I don't know. But here's the pattern. I don't feel like taking it out, so you're getting the angled look. And then they sent me a card, which was super nice. It's these cute little bears right here. And in the card, they sent me this Labubu sticker because I'm like on the Labubu train right now. And it says get shit done. I have 2 Labubus. I have the Coca-Cola one, and then I have one of the Big Into Energy ones. And that's all I'm getting. I really only wanted one of the Big Into Energy ones, but then Rob snagged me a Coca-Cola one, and I was like, I can't say no. You guys, I'm not going to share the card, but you guys should see Amity's handwriting. It looks like a computer font. Like, she writes so nicely. She has, like, beautiful handwriting, and I'm very jealous. And then they wrapped it in this insane Furby blanket. And, like, I just can't even, like, let's see, what's my favorite one? If I were a Furby, I would want to be banana skin, for sure. Right there. There's also, oh my god, we got the Kid Cuisine Furby. These are insane. Like, every time I look at it, a new crazy one catches my eye. Like, what is the church mouse Furby? Just crazy. So it's like not that huge, so it's like probably something I'll like drape back here with all my other weird stuff when I actually clean this office. And then that was it. That was all the haul. And then as far as my plans go, I am going to start this weekend mushroom hunting by Owl Forest Embroidery, and I have the Owl Forest thread pack. That is what it's going to look like. It's a perfect like fall piece, so I was like, it's getting kind of chilly out. That'll be a good September start. And then the weekend after, I'm going to start A Witchy Tea Time by Gail. I don't know how to say her name. Okay, it's either Busey or, unfortunately, her name is Gail Bussey, and I am so sorry, Gail. But it's spelled Bussi. So I don't know. And I don't remember what this pattern is. It's kitted up. It's in my thing filled with kitted up projects out in my living room. But I don't know what it looks like because I haven't opened it yet. And I'm pretty sure it was probably from one of the Just Cross Stitch Halloween magazines. Or maybe it wasn't. I guess editing me will find out when I put the picture up. And then next Monday, the X-Files Sal third drop comes out. I hope it's a Walter Skinner block. Okay, for my birthday was September 2nd, Rob got me a bunch of X-Files stuff. And one of the things he got me was this poster that it's like a print, and it was signed by the artist. And this is for the episode Humbug, which is one of my favorite episodes. I really like this episode. It's very fun. But the thing that he got me that is crazy, this was like a cast gift that the actor who plays Walter Skinner, he had these made for like people in the cast and maybe the crew, I'm not sure. And somebody sold one of them, I guess, but it came in this little box. It's got the X for the X-Files, and it's, in case you didn't know, I'm obsessed with Skinner. It's this set of dog tags, which is crazy. And it says, our memories together will always be close to my heart. Love, Mitch. And I feel like he's talking to me. Because X-Files has been a significant part of my life. Ever since I was in the 6th grade, my dad let me watch it with him for the first time. It's become like our thing. And so I'm very, very attached to the series. Okay, if stuff moved, my bad. But my husband was calling me and I film on my phone. And if I don't answer the phone, he's gonna think I'm dead. So I had to answer the phone really quick. But like I was saying, yeah, Mitch Pileggi, the actor who played Walter Skinner on the X-Files, gave these out to the cast and crew. And then there was like a little note. It says, just a note to let you know that I don't expect you to wear these. I just wanted to offer them as a keepsake to show my appreciation for your hard work and friendship. Love y'all. And then he physically signed it, Mitch. And like, I'm not like a big like collect signatures person, but it feels kind of crazy that somebody would sell like such a personalized gift. But it's mine now and they can't have it back. So I can't wait to show my dad this. But yeah, he also got me a pin that is like the poster for Fight the Future, which is the first X-Files movie. That movie's bad. Don't watch it. We're just pretending like it didn't happen. I don't like the X-Files movies. I like the show. But yeah, the really cool gift. That was just an aside. This video is so discombobulated. I'm so sorry. Whenever like my room is a mess, my life falls apart. So I need to clean that immediately after I'm done here. But yeah, so the X-Files Sal, I hope that there's a Skinner block. I have a feeling maybe it'll be Scully though, because the last one was Mulder and I feel like she'd probably keep them together. But I hope that at least the last one is Skinner because I love him. And then, of course, as far as plans go, I'm going to continue working on Pokemon every week till it's done. And then Nostalgic Tarot, I'm going to continue to chug along on that border. Hopefully by the next time you see it, that will be done. And I need to finish the 3 more blocks of Colors of Autumn and put in the back stitching for like the little titles. And those are all my plans for the next 2 weeks. Hopefully I can get used to and acclimated to my in-office schedule a little bit better because, you know, now that I'm getting home dreadfully late on Thursdays and Fridays, and then there's like no sunlight, it just feels like crap, if I'm being honest. So yeah, I have to go film a video for my other channel, and then I'm going to start cleaning this office, and then I'll probably have dinner and go work on my nostalgic tarot. So hopefully by the time you guys see this, I'll have 2 more of the card borders done. But yeah, that is going to be it from me for this video. I will see you in 2 weeks, I hope, and hopefully it will be a little less chaotic. So thank you if you stuck around, because I probably wouldn't have. This video was not, Hillary was not bringing her best. But yeah, that's going to be it for me. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.